A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Once again, this is a spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio. It is Sunday evening. I wanted to thank everybody who happens to be tuning in. We're going to be talking about a bunch of subject matters this evening, subject matters that are definitely near and dear to my heart. Pro-gun, pro-life, pro-morality, anti-feminism, and anti-liberalism. It's a special Sunday edition, and I want to thank you for tuning in, whether it's live or in the archive. Once again, get back to me, folks. I'm blogging. Get back to my blog at ipolitic.net/ghost. I got a poll on there. Leave me some comments. Do whatever it takes out there. Get in contact with me. But we're going to talk about the first issue that is near and dear to my heart, and that's the right to bear arms. Second Amendment. Now, there's been a lot of talk recently because of this Supreme Court decision on allowing the citizens of America to continue to bear arms. And I don't even understand why this was even brought up in the Supreme Court. But apparently, the Supreme Court sided with the people as far as the people's right to bear arms. Now, I don't understand why we're even continuing to have this debate, and it's what I don't understand about these damn liberal, long-haired, tree-hugging hippies that are out here trying to shove down our throats that somehow society is going to be safer if you take all the guns away from people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if you take the guns away from the outlaws out there, we may put a little bit of dent in crime, so to speak. But as far as taking away the right to bear arms away from law-abiding citizens, this debate is ridiculous. I don't understand why these liberals are so adamant about taking law-abiding citizens' guns away. Don't these authoritarian pieces of garbage understand that this is the Second Amendment of the Constitution? All right? That's pretty important. It was pretty high on the priorities of our forefathers to put the right to bear arms the Second Amendment of the Constitution. It's a part of our unalienable rights to bear arms, and you've got these authoritarian, long-haired, liberal, bedwetting hippies out here trying to claim that it's going to be a safer society out here if you take the guns away from people, and I don't understand how that's going to make it any safer. What are we supposed to protect ourselves with if we have an intruder in our home? What do we get, a damn kitchen knife or something? We get a damn baseball bat? It's ridiculous, folks. And another thing, I wanted to applaud the Supreme Court for not taking that right away from us. Now, I have a few firearms, and I believe that it's my right to have those firearms. Another debate initiated by these damn liberals is they want to limit the amount of guns you have in your home. Which is stupid. There's no limit in the Constitution stating, well, you can only have this many firearms. You can only have this many guns. It's malarkey. That's what it is. It's malarkey. And the people that initiated litigation against the Second Amendment, their claim was that the Second Amendment, as the forefathers wrote it, did not mean right to bear arms for everyone of the American United States citizens. No, the people that were arguing against the Second Amendment were claiming that the forefathers, when they wrote the Second Amendment, that most people misinterpreted what they wrote in a damn Constitution, believe it or not. They're trying to claim that the Second Amendment didn't mean that the whole American, or the average everyday American citizen has the right to bear arms. No, they're claiming that the only people that had the right to bear arms exclusively was the National Guard. That was the damn argument. And I don't know about you folks, but I think that's a bunch of malarkey. I mean, that sounds like a bunch of code pink, fruity, argumentative crap in my view. And sorry if pink's your favorite color, but, it's those code pink pricks out there that are out here fruiting up America, making everybody supposedly politically correct out here. Everybody being liberalized and feminized, and it's just ridiculous. And this is why we're having this conversation about the Second Amendment, because that's just another mechanism of the left, of the liberals, of the feminists, to pussify, to implement the absolute pussification of America. And this is why I continue to come up on here and attempt to facilitate debate, because let me tell you, conservative folks that are out there, we need to fight for our rights now. And I can't believe that the unalienable rights that were given to us by our forefathers are being trampled on, and they're utilizing the method of agitation, of political correctness to do it. And this is why I don't like political correctness. I mean, these Nimrods out here, these liberals, they always like to talk that tolerance talk, but whenever you attempt to facilitate discourse against their political persuasion, all of a sudden the authoritarian comes out in them. They want to silence you. They want you to shut your mouth. They want to delete you. They want to erase you. And this is what I'm talking about. I think that conservatives understand freedom, because that's what conservatives are. That's all we want is freedom. Okay? I mean, and another thing about this gun issue, all right? And I'm tired of hearing it, and I know I just said it a little while ago, but I just want it bears repeating. There should not be a limited amount of number of firearms one can possess. All right? It should be unlimited. These Nimrods out here are trying to claim that, we should only have 3 guns in the home or something of that nature. There shouldn't be any kind of restrictions on how many firearms a man can have, because it's one of our unalienable rights, and everybody should understand that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about here is the pro-life issue. Everybody out here, it's despicable. I know that most of the conservatives, whenever they talk about this issue, it makes them sick to their stomach, because I've actually gone out to a few universities out here and attempted to talk to some of these students that are out here philandering around and utilizing abortion as a method of birth control. And I try to go out there and show them pictures of the after effects of what an abortion looks like. It's disgusting. I mean, they suck out the brains of the fetus out here. It's disgusting. It's vile. And let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something. Whenever an abortion takes place, that is the truest, the most purest form of murder. Because you're taking away a life that didn't get a chance to live. I mean, that's the purest form of murder. Now, let's say somebody, God forbid, somebody doesn't like my politics and runs me over with a damn truck or something. Well, I have been taking away my life that I hadn't lived. I already had life. So technically, they're just taking away my opportunity to continue my life. But when you're doing this ridiculous, grotesque operation of abortion, you are taking away a life that didn't even get an opportunity to take its first breath. I mean, you're taking away a life that didn't even have the opportunity to see the world out here. And this is why I say that abortion is the purest form of murder. Now, I know there's a lot of conservatives out there that get really upset whenever anybody brings up the abortion issue, but let me tell you something. That is a very important issue, because it is a contributing factor on why the feminist movement has allowed or actually embraced actually encourage the average everyday female to go out and hop from penis to penis to penis. I mean, this is why they make it okay to go out and be some philanderous slutbag out there, because they've got abortion as a form of birth control. I mean, even this disgusting morning after pill. It's horrible. But you see, this is the left-wing agenda here, folks. This is what it's all about. This is what they want. They want a continuous cycle of nothing but a bunch of filth, nothing but a bunch of grotesque activity, nothing but a bunch of immoral crap, folks. And this is why I continue to come up on here to attempt to facilitate debate about subject matters that concern conservatives and should concern everyone out there. But we're morally bankrupt, and that goes to the next thing on the list here, pro-morality. Since when did it become unchic to be moral out here? I mean, nobody has any moral principle out here anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, there are conservatives out there, and thank God that you conservatives are out there, okay? Because let me tell you, the agitation that has been implemented by liberals sometimes has you second-guessing about your own conservative principles. But don't fall under that trap, because that is a method of agitation for the liberals to sink you into their ideology. And they're deceptive, folks. They're very deceptive people. These people are the masters of subliminal propaganda. All right? I mean, that's what communism was. I mean, the only reason communism flourished was because of the anesthetization of propaganda in people's heads. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the morality in America. There's no more morality because the liberal agenda has made it okay, socially acceptable, to participate in immoral activity. And I really don't appreciate it. And let me tell you something, folks, the conservative movement will rise again. I guarantee it. Like I said in my blog on ipolitic.net/ghost, conservatism is on the side of goodness. All right? We are preaching nothing that is grotesque. We are not preaching anything. As a matter of fact, we're not even preaching. We're just trying to tell people, hey, look, wait a minute. We can't be morally bankrupt out here. Being morally bankrupt is only going to perpetuate a real precarious situation for our country, and we're seeing it right now here in the modern day and age. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We're going to go ahead and take a caller here. Hello, sir, you're on the air. Or ma'am?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. First of all, I have to say I totally disagree with you, because if women keep shitting out kids, there's gonna be an imbalance in the world, and it's gonna amount to starvation. I say throw the babies in the trash can. If you can't abort them, they should kill the women. If they can't kill the women, they kill the babies, because they're gonna grow up just like their mothers.
Hold on
and have more babies that are worthless.
Hold on just a second there. Are you actually advocating throwing babies in the trash can?
I completely advocate it.
Man, are you kidding me?
Throw them off a cliff.
Now, how can you say something?
In this Hummer.
How can you say something like that,
throw them in the canyon.
Sir, how can you say something like that?
I can say with a twinkle in my eye.
So, are you a liberal?
No, I'm not a liberal. I just studied a little bit of history, and I understand that if people keep having kids, the world's going to tip and fall right into the sun.
So you mean to tell me, now hold on just a second there, feller. Now, you're trying to tell me that that we have to have abortion, and this is your words, of course. You're saying that we have to have abortion because if we don't have abortion, the world will be overpopulated. Is that your stance there?
I would have to completely agree with you on that statement.
Well, I'm not saying it's for what you said, sir.
Where are you going to put all the babies? You're going to put them on your lap? How are you going to feed all the babies? If more babies are born, the babies that are already here are going to are going to starve to death because of a stupid woman that decided to open her leg, hop on a pizza boy or a truck driver's cot while she was married, and shit out a stupid worthless piece of shit kid that's going to be subsidies.
All right, we understand that. Okay, now kind of calm down with the vulgarity. Okay.
I apologize.
All right, we got another.
It's a touchy subject. I don't really like children too much. They're just going to grow up to be stupid Mexicans or stupid morons.
Wait a minute. Let's calm down here. We got another caller. As a matter of fact, the line started blowing up once you got on the horn here. I would like for you to maintain a civil conversation here, sir, because we're trying to facilitate debate. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this call. You're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, I think the Christians go first, by the way.
Hello, 425, you're on the air.
Hi, Ghost. It's Tracy.
How you doing, Tracy?
Good. Okay, I have a question for this guy. Where do you get your facts at?
That's you, feller.
Well, I can't understand you. What?
I get them from the library.
You don't get them from the library, because facts are that we have reduced our population in America so much that we will not be able to maintain the status that we've got right now. When you kill 1/3 of your population off every single year, and that's what abortion does, kills 1/3 of the population off. You have 1/3 of these people who will never grow up, who will never create jobs, who will never buy anything, who will never invent, who will never create nothing. And you know what? Let me tell you something else, Mr. Brainiac.
Hold on. Let her speak, sir.
The Muslims that are trying to take over this country are having 10 and 12 babies at a time while all the Americans are sitting on their asses doing nothing, believing the bullshit that's coming out of your mouth.
Now, what do you have to say to that, sir? What do you have to say to that? She makes a very good point that here we have American people. Hold on just a second. Hold on. We have American women. We have American women here that are actually utilizing abortion as a form of birth control. And yet, a good point, excuse me, sir, a good point that Tracy brought up is that here you have the Muslims that are coming into this country and they're having 10 or 12 kids, and yet here we are having women out here utilizing abortion, not even given the opportunity for these kids to have life.
Yeah, Americans having 1.3 children.
All right, well, go ahead, sir.
It's my turn. Are you a feminist or something? Anyway.
Don't ever call me a feminist, you piece of crap. Don't ever call me a feminist again.
I wasn't talking to you, but it's a shoe fits, buddy.
Anyway, let me tell you something. Hey, hold on just a second. I was going to give you a chance to talk, but you called me a feminist, and that's like spitting in my face, sir. I would like for you to take that back and be a gentleman, or we're going to have some, old gunfight at the OK Corral right here.
Well, you can find me out here in Texas, buddy. Well, you got to do that if you got a problem with me. First of all,
it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. Take it back right now that you're calling me a feminist. Take it back. Take it back.
All right, fine. I'll take it back.
Thank you for taking it back. All right, now go ahead and say your piece. And if you call me a feminist again, I'll give you a backhand. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, and can you hold on 1 second? Yeah, you go get another piece of paper.
All right, well.
Yeah, and just put it inside.
What are you doing, sir?
I'm at work.
That's what I did.
You're at work?
It still won't print out numbers.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. It's your turn.
All right, we'll put you on mute there for a second, sir. I just can't believe this crap. Tracy, this is the liberal mind, isn't it?
The liberal mind is a sea of chaos continually. There's no sense in stating that we're going to overpopulate America when 1/3 of the population is being killed off. When you have parents only having 1 or 2 children, okay, and you have other races in this country, mainly Arabs that are coming in here from other countries or other faiths like Islam, and they're having 6 and 7 and 8. You do the math of how long it's going to take to overtake this country with Islam.
Well, and you know, that is a very good point because, you know, I've never actually really thought of it that way. I've been more concerned about the fact that, you know, abortion being the purest form of murder is just something that shouldn't even be on the table at this point because of the grotesque act that that entails abortion. I mean,
well,
I've seen pictures of it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is true. You know, I've been a pro-life activist for a very long time. What you're saying is absolutely true. But see, when they bring up this whole economic argument, it's bull crap because how is it that you get an overpopulation argument when you're killing off 1/3 of your population?
That's a good point. And let me see if he's let me put him back on the horn here. Hello, sir. Are you prepared to talk here?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I can hear you, sir. Now, your argument was the reason that we need abortion, according to your words, is so that we can't overpopulate. And Tracy posed a good point.
All right, well, that's good and everything. So we should all shit our kids until one side kills the other. Is that what you're trying to say? There's 7.8 million more women in this country, in Germany, in the Soviet Union, in Britain, and the United Kingdom. So if everybody got married besides the fact that 25 million homosexuals and 95% of people in prison are males, I mean, everyone got married, there'd be 8 million women running around fingering themselves. I mean, well what are you going to do?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's the point, sir? What exactly you're talking about? I'm trying to get a connection.
I can't even understand what he's saying.
Yeah, you gotta maybe back away from the phone. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm saying there's 8 million more women in this country than men. If everyone got married, there'd be 8 million women running around. So then I guess the women need to fight the wars for this country, but I guess they're not because they're too busy having worthless kids that are just going to join the military anyway, and it's just going to globalize an entire world. I understand that agenda and that point of Islam coming here and shitting out kids over here, but, you know,
are you saying that parents that have one kid are just popping out kids left and right? Is that what I'm? You must have gone to public education, and that's fuzzy math because parents who have one child are not popping out kids all over the place. But I'll tell you who is popping out kids all over the place, and that's Islamists. That's who's popping out kids all over the place.
How
so if you're so concerned about overpopulation, then why are you not concerned about that?
Why aren't you concerned about the Islam having about, well, not only do they have 10 or 12 children, but they have about 5 or 6 wives. They have 5 or 6 wives plus 10 children in each wife.
Well, if Americans are so smart in that case, then why don't they just stop letting people that are Islamic in the country?
Because our country is not based on that kind of thinking, sir. We are a country that allows people from other countries to come here and migrate. But your argument is fallacious. I'm sure that's a big word that you can't understand.
Hold on. We're going to have to put you on hold there, sir. Go ahead, Tracy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, his argument's fallacious, okay? We are a country that allows people of other nations to come here. So it's a straw man argument that he's saying, okay? First he starts out with a false argument by saying we need abortion because we're going to overpopulate the country. Well, that's fuzzy math because you can't possibly overpopulate a country when parents are only having 1 kid or 2 kids and you're killing off another third, so that argument's in the toilet. And then he's concerned when I bring up the fact that Islamists are coming over here that are not pro-American, all right, and they're having 6, 7 kids, and you're right, Ghost, they do have, there's this movement going on in the Muslim community of the more radical types where they have 5 or 4 wives, and each one of those women are having God only knows how many women or how many kids. So why are you not concerned about that overpopulation? I mean, you do the math. In 50 years, this will no longer be America. This will be America-stan.
Okay, now I'm gonna put you back on the line here. That is a good point. What exactly do you have to say to that when you're talking as far as your argument for abortion is that we are trying to prohibit, in your words, an overpopulation when you have Islam who maintains that they have 4 wives and 8 to 10 children for each wife. I mean, what's your argument to that when it comes to abortion? Go ahead, sir.
I'm good, man.
Hello?
All right, bro. Yeah, what I got to say to that is, you know, it doesn't really make much sense. Okay, if you see Islam as the problem, well then X out the problem. Oh, no, it's kind of like Vietnam, you know. They run across the border so you can't shoot them. Doesn't make any sense. You know, if someone comes into my house trying to shit out kids to push me out of my house through a democracy, well, then fuck you. I'm not going to let them in my house.
Do you understand what she's saying, though? This is America. We do accept people from other countries and to allow themselves to be nationalized.
Well, then don't complain when Islam comes and shits out a bunch of kids, because they're part of the problem, too.
You're the one that's complaining about it. Don't you understand? You're the one making the argument.
No, I know I am the one making the argument. I think they should either get rid of the women that are having the kids, and if they can't do that by law, get rid of the kids.
Dude, you're a misogynist, you know.
Yeah, are you a misogynist, sir?
What, you want a massage?
No, are you a misogynist, sir? Do you know what a misogynist is?
Ghost, that's a big word. He went to public school. Don't ask him to know what it means.
Do I want a massage? I mean, look, man.
I was being cynical, lady. Apparently you don't have a sense of humor, so you ain't enjoying your life.
No, not from a foul-mouthed creature like yourself. Either answer the question and get serious or hang up.
All right, let's not bring up religion up in here, okay? This is a political show. We don't want to talk about, religion out here. Now, she does have a point. We are an acceptable country who allows people to come in here from all walks of life as long as they do it within the rule of law. Yeah. Why exactly are you advocating that we just start kicking Muslims out or start kicking people that are of a certain nature out or of a certain culture, of a certain religion out?
Well, I didn't say kick Muslims out of the country. I'm saying kill useless people. I mean, it is evolution after all. I mean, okay, why don't we make this law? Everyone can have all the kids that they want and see what happens in a couple of years.
I think it would be
great.
Love
to see that.
I think it would be great whenever I see parents out there with I see parents with 6 or 7 kids, I just say, hey, keep having those babies, because one of those babies might be the one that has the cure for cancer or autism or be able to come up with something. But when we keep killing off our kids because of some made-up fear that we're going to overpopulate the country, we are killing off a lot more than just a baby here.
Well, look at other countries
for some reason, we can't seem to kill off the liberals. You know, I mean,
and Africa.
We have an abundance of them.
I'm sorry, sir. Go right ahead. What's your response to that?
I mean, look at other countries that are being overpopulated with stupidity, all this disease going around. Too many people.
So now we kill people because they're stupid. You are a eugenist. Oh, that's another big word. I'm sorry.
Are you a eugenist, sir?
I like von Zervenvich. I like the angel of death because they've run this country.
Now, hold on just a second, sir. Hold on just a second. Why are you getting irrational here? I mean, this is, we're trying to have a rational conversation, and here you are, you're praising, Mengele or somebody. I mean, come on, sir. I mean, look, I understand.
Praising Mengele because he is a eugenist. That's why.
So are you a eugenist, or
eugenics is the law. So you have to you got to bow down to eugenics, or you need to die.
Have you gone to your mother and thanked her for giving you life?
Yeah, it's a good question, sir.
Or do you have respect for your mother?
Not really. You are
a respectful person.
Not really. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm great. Wow, what's the problem?
Well, I'm trying to get a grasp. I'm trying to get a grasp of your philosophy and your political ideology here. I mean, at one minute, you're talking some liberal, propaganda. The next minute, you're talking communism. I mean, eugenics and evolution. I mean, these are all communist variants out here.
Does anyone understand that America is a failed experiment of the Enlightenment era? I mean, does she not understand that there aren't enough jobs to have a country? America doesn't produce everything. In a country that doesn't produce anything, go ahead and populate a country that doesn't produce.
Sir, I understand. Now, listen, I understand when you say that we don't produce anything as a country. I've said that many times on this show, that we need to get our economic situation in order out here, because all that America produces is entertainment and cheeseburgers. I understand that. But what Tracy, hold on a second. What Tracy is trying to say is that with 1/3 of the population being literally exterminated or vacuumed out of women's uteruses out here, we are killing 1/3 of a population that could be entrepreneurs, or they could find cures for cancer or diseases or ailments, or become the next president.
And you really believe that with the Council of Foreign Relations in place and amongst other secret societies, you really think that a kid outside the circle is going to be given the chance to succeed, except for thinking that he does have a chance in life? I guess those are the type of people that need a Mr. Jesus or something to feel better about themselves.
Look, let me tell you something, sir. You're starting to get a little cynical out here, and I don't appreciate it, all right? What you need to understand is that this is a political show. We got to talk rationally here. Right now, I mean, you went from liberal to communist. Now you sound like a 9/11 truth or nut job. What exactly is your stance, sir?
Well, my stance is I understand her point about, we're killing off our population, and Islam is just shitting out more kids. That's why we're out there fighting off Islam, and I completely understand that. However, your average American is a complete hypocrite, and I just have to say that out, put that on the table, because your average American is a complete hypocrite. How are you going to tell a person that, Islam is pooping out kids out their poop chute, like 5 kids a minute, just like they do in the freaking Philippines and Zamboanga, and then, that side of the world spreading on their Islamic love, and then you're going to let them into your house because it's the right thing to do.
So you're saying,
let me tell you something.
This is what you're saying, sir.
Good people finish last.
Sir, this is what you're saying. You're saying that we shouldn't have allowed Muslims in the country at all? Is that what you're telling me?
No, what I'm telling is there should be amount of children according to the economic structure and agriculture and according to what we're producing to be allowed. I mean, what if everyone just started having 10 kids? What would happen then? Poor people like Tracy's kids would have to suffer because someone had 10 ignorant kids.
All right, no, you did make a comment, and Tracy, let her respond, sir.
Repeat what he said. I can't understand hardly anything
he's saying. Once again, he's talking about how he's making the argument that abortion prohibits overpopulation, and that even if people did have 10 kids in America and populated the population with people that are Americans, that they would be stupid.
That's his argument.
That's his argument, because he believes, and according to him...
Put it like this. Through Edward Bernays and Sigmund Freud, their mass inner psyche of irrationality that can be constructed into...
Can you tone it down, sir? Tone it down. We can't understand you, sir. Tone it down.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The inner... Of Edward Bernays and Sigmund Freud, the inner irrationality and inner psyche of the irrationality of agitation and anger that we have inside of us, which we have been classified through these individuals, into becoming consumerists and buying things we don't need, except for thinking that we need things that we want. Look around you. I'm not.
Are you anti-human?
Just let me finish.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'm trying to stay with you here, sir. I mean, go ahead.
Did you know that 20% of high school graduates are functionally illiterate? We have 42 million people that can't read.
Well, that's because 2.2 million. I'll tell you why. It's because of the damn liberals and feminists that have hijacked the public education system, and that are basically
I agree.
They're more pushing ideology as opposed to actual academic advancement out here.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. She's saying everybody just shit out kids. But guess who's shitting out kids? Feminists. That's my point.
Let me say something here, Ghost.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You're blaming an unborn child because his parent made a mistake. That's your first false argument, okay?
Do you like feminists? Are you a feminist?
Okay, don't even talk over me.
Hold on.
I listen to you rant.
Yeah, let her go ahead and talk, sir. I'm sorry,
No,
go ahead.
That's okay. We're talking about an unborn child. This child is not responsible for everything outside of its control. You're saying kill the child because the mother happens to be a feminist. Well, I'm sorry, feminists, it's not the child.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
You're right, I don't.
Okay, let me say this again. Okay. If you can get rid of all the feminists in this country, I know you could probably do it. Because they're ridiculous. It's pointless and it's a contradiction. And if you say no, then you have to be a feminist.
Hold on.
Hold on just a second. Because you kind of interrupted Tracy there in mid-thought, so just let her finish her thought.
I just want him...
She's going to say something. She didn't understand what I was saying. I apologize.
I want you to speak slow, and I want you to stay on topic. Just one thing at a time. Now, what did you say about feminists?
Okay. If you can get rid of all the feminists in this country, then you probably would. But there's no law that states you can get rid of ignorant people. But there should be a law that states that ignorant people shouldn't be able to have kids. Because
what's your definition of ignorant?
Yeah, what's the litmus test for ignorance?
Somebody that has been plummeted with mass media and propaganda, consumerist and
everything that's coming out of your
feminists.
mouth is exactly what comes out of the Babylonian idiot box, okay?
I'm sorry, sir. I just like to know. I mean, what would
agitation
be the
is of the weak-minded. I'm trying to make a point here, and she's trying to attack me just like a feminist would.
Are you calling me a feminist? You're calling me a feminist. Hold on, Ghost. Let me handle this, okay?
All right.
Oh, yeah, handle this, sister.
You're calling me a feminist.
I'm calling you a feminist, and your breath stinks.
What's your definition of feminist?
What's Gloria Steinem? That's my definition of feminist.
Oh,
What's
honey,
your
I'm the
definition
furthest thing from Ms. Gloria Steinem that you're going to ever meet.
Well, then why is it that you're trying to give feminists right? They're what's destroying this country. All I'm saying is you can get rid of
what I'm asking you to do is define your terms. You're saying people that are ignorant should not bear children, and I want to know what your definition of ignorant is. And then you say, well, if they believe everything that comes out of the TV, well, everything that's coming out of your mouth is what's taught in every university in America. So should we just abort you or post-abort you?
No, we should abort you. We should abort people that want an overflooded population of people that don't know their elbow from their asshole.
So now you're
not a help to evolution.
Again. Now you're going off onto the left turn. Okay, so first you said we should abort babies because it's overpopulation. Then we should abort babies because people are ignorant. Then we should abort babies because we're consumerists. And now we should abort babies because... What's your excuse now?
Sir?
It's because of all of those. Not because we're consumerists, because the parents are consumerists.
Sir, are you an educated man, sir?
Yes, I am an educated man.
Okay.
Can I ask you, are you a black man?
Are you a racist?
No, I have a point. Are you, yes or no?
I'm not a black man.
Are you Latino?
I'm not a Latino, and so I agree that.
So
man,
what are you, sir?
I am a white man. Okay.
Okay. Were your parents or your grandparents or your great grandparents, were they wealthy or were they poor?
They were poor, man.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something about history in America. Let me tell you something about history in America.
Are you trying to define the history of America by me being poor or being
let me tell you something,
Let her go ahead and speak, sir.
Let me educate you a little bit, because the people that you admire, the eugenists that you admire, targeted poor people for abortion to get rid of poor people because they felt that poor people were ignorant and didn't deserve life. And so they strategically, don't interrupt me, they strategically targeted those communities to get rid of them and called them human weeds. I mean, all because they were poor on the assumption they were ignorant. Now, is that okay?
Sir?
Well, the only reason why I said poor is because if I would have said wealthy, you'd be like, yeah, that's the reason why you're saying that, because you see it from that point of view, which is completely ridiculous. Now, all I'm saying,
you have a campaign against people because of their color or their financial status. It's not ridiculous at all.
No, you are
pro-eugenics, right, sir? You are pro-eugenics, right, sir?
I am pro-eugenics to a certain degree. Now, I have to say, can I speak? Can I speak?
Well, let's stick to topic, sir. Let's stick to topic. Go ahead.
If you're living in a house and you have a child and another woman that's an idiot lives in a house and decides to have 3 children, would you be happy that their idiocracy would overrule anything that you wanted to do?
Wait a minute, sir, we can't understand you. Can you back away from the phone for a second? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you back away from the phone?
Would you agree that if Tracy was in a house and she had a kid, and I'm not saying she's an idiot because she can conversate better than most women can, but all I'm saying is if Tracy was in a house with one child and she was teaching them the right thing, and then there was another moron in the house and she didn't have any kids, all of a sudden decided to have 3 ignorant children, would their democracy overrule anything that you want to do financially or you wanted your children to do? You wouldn't appreciate that. So one of you would have to go because there is no compromise with an idiot.
Are you kidding me, sir? I mean, sir, do you really believe this?
There's no compromise with an idiot. There is no compromise. That's why all the jobs are going overseas. This America was a failed experiment.
No, that is not why the jobs are going overseas, okay? You are mixing apples and oranges. You need to get your arguments better prepared here, okay? You're playing God. You're defining ignorance. You're defining stupidity. You're defining everything based on how you feel and not reality. And you're saying these people over here deserve life and these people over here don't simply because they're ignorant, or these people over here are not ignorant, and that's evil. Okay, there's no other word to call it but evil. I'm not going to play God on who deserves to live or not. Why do you think it's okay to do that?
Yeah, and so you think that evolution is evil? Do you believe that evolution is evil?
I don't think you could even prove that evolution is a fact, okay? It's called a theory for a reason.
That's exactly right, sir.
Well, it is a theory, and that's great, but you think that, would you rather go back to the olden days, or you want to progress humanity?
To answer your question, evolution is based in eugenics. That's what it's based in.
Yes,
Getting back to your favorite thing.
Okay, now, so you don't like evolution because it's a theory and it's evil. So do you think that a bunch of
I'll tell you why I don't like evolution, sir. Because evolution does not prove that we came from a damn chimp. Okay, there is a big gap between what was the developing supposed chimp and the first Neanderthal. There's a missing link. You ever heard about that? The missing link? There's a missing link for a reason, because we didn't come from a damn chimp. That's why.
I'm not talking about Charles Darwin. I'm talking about our evolution as from here and on out. I mean, do you want to explore space and see what's out there, or do you want to sit here and overpopulate Earth?
Sir, we can't understand you. We can't understand you. You're coming in kind of muffled, kind of back away from the phone for a minute.
Okay. Do you want to explore space and see what's out there, or do you want to overpopulate the Earth and end up like dinosaurs? That's all I'm saying.
Again, you're using public education's fuzzy math. You cannot overpopulate your country when you've killed 55 million people, okay? It's impossible. You can't overpopulate your country when the majority of parents have one kid.
So that's what you're saying,
that's exactly my point. Let's say if there was no eugenics and everyone shitted out 10 kids or 15 kids, then you would overpopulate your country. Then what plan would you have now? You wouldn't even be in space.
You would not overpopulate your country. You haven't proven your point. You're making an assumption.
So if there was no eugenics and everybody on this earth had 15 kids, it wouldn't be overpopulated. That's what you're saying.
This comes down to doing what God tells us to do, which is be fruitful and multiply, and He takes care of the rest.
I knew you were going to go to Christianity.
Well, you went to evolution. You went to evolution, which I knew you were going to go to.
Yeah,
I said, do you want to, in the retrospect of evolving and upgrading?
You're not evolving. If you're evolving, you have a long ways to go.
Yeah, sir, with all due respect...
What is with the hesitation? I'm just saying that American people need to evolve and go into space and figure out what's going on.
Are you an American?
Yeah, sir, that's a good question, sir. Are you an American?
To get to the point of our answers to what we are, what are us, instead of falling back on some kind of ridiculous idea that falls in the folklore of Hercules.
You're right. Evolution is ridiculous. Okay, it's man's way to try to control.
I'm talking about your Christianity, and thank you for reiterating Christianity being ridiculous.
Hold on, just a second. Hold on. Let's not talk about religions here, okay? Let's not degrade anybody's religion or anything of that nature, okay? Now, you did bring up evolution, sir, and I'm telling you that evolution is a theory. All right, there's a missing link between the supposed chimp that we derived from and the first Neanderthal to walk the earth. All right, now we have radioactive isotope dating, okay, and we understand exactly how to date things based on that science. And even your own science is telling you that there is a missing link in evolution, and it doesn't prove that we came from a damn chimp.
Well, what I don't understand is we're closer to the swine, so why isn't there a missing link between us and swine? I mean, our genetic makeup is closer to pigs. This whole, you started out by saying abortion was okay.
I guess you did come from a pig then, you hog.
Hey, come on, sir. Sir, that's just uncalled for. I'm going to put you on mute there for a second, sir.
Okay, fine.
All right, put him on mute. Go ahead, Tracy. I'm sorry about that.
You don't have anything to be sorry for, Ghost. This is what people do when they don't have an argument. They throw their ad hominem bombs. Another word he probably needs to look up. But the thing is that he starts out by saying that that we're going to overpopulate if we spit out 10 or 12 kids. It's just a mathematical impossibility when families are only having one, maybe two kids. This is a sad state of affairs in America because we don't have enough people to sustain our economy now. We don't. We just simply don't. And when you have another group of people coming into this country, look at it like this, okay? If you're killing off, I don't know, 4,800 babies every day.
Unbelievable.
Every single day. How many geniuses have we killed off?
That's a very good point. I mean, that is a very good point.
How many scientists have we killed who could have, had the cure for breast cancer or colon cancer or whatever, pancreatic cancer?
Now, and I'm sorry, Tracy, I just also wanted to emphasize what he was saying in correlation with abortion and eugenics. Now, eugenics is a very slippery slope down authoritarian liberalism, in my view. And where does this concept of eugenics and abortion and just killing people for the sake of doing it, where does it come from?
Well, it comes from Margaret Sanger started it or made it popular, and then Hitler took off with it, okay? And
unbelievable.
you know, Margaret Sanger deliberately targeted certain neighborhoods because she was basing her philosophy on how she felt. It wasn't based on true logic or reason or facts. It was based on emotion and feelings, and this is what this guy is saying. You
make a very good point because he does sound a little angry.
Well, it's not that he's angry or anything, Ghost, because you can get angry too. But what he's saying is they're stupid. These people are stupid. Now, okay, so what, are we going to create a bureaucracy that's going to define ignorance, and then everybody who shows these certain ignorant characteristics, we're going to kill them off? Or we're gonna how do we test a pregnant woman to see if she's going to bear an ignorant baby?
And that's a good point, and I'm going to bring the feller back on the line here. Now, sir, before I bring you back on the line, please do not, you were just criticizing Tracy for agitation, supposedly, and you did the same exact same thing. So please, let's keep it a civil conversation. It is a good question she's asking. Who and how are you going to basically give this litmus test on who is ignorant and who isn't? Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on the line, sir. Hello, are you back? Hold on just a second. Just switchboard's messing up on me here.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, sir, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry for calling you a hog. Now, second of all, you can look back into the report card, things they've done in their life. What have they done with their life?
An unborn baby doesn't have a report card. How do you determine an unborn child's intellectual level?
Because things are hereditary. People do get things from their parents. Now, all I'm saying is that...
How do you do it?
First of all, we're in a $7 trillion deficit, and that's going to rise and rise. So just by having more kids, that only is a slippery... That's a slippery slope to Nazi fascism and socialism and the whole 9 yards.
Hold on, let's not go off topic here. She did ask a question. How is what you're proposing, which is a pro-eugenics, pro-abortion, how exactly is someone going to be given the authority to justify who is an ignorant person that needs to be spayed and neutered like a damn dog, or who needs to be aborted like, like a piece of trash? It's really disgusting what you're saying.
First of all, if they're a Christian, that goes without saying, because Christianity is a novelty. Now, let me get to my point.
Now, hold on.
150 years, if everybody did what this Bible said, they'd be worse than Muslims. Worse, much worse. They'd be heathen, evil individuals that killed more people in the 20th century than Muslims have done in their entire history.
Okay, well, I really need to respond to this.
Why can't I finish? No, you need to wait.
Sir,
we're trying to brought up a point, and I'm going to finish it.
Sir, we're trying to stay on topic here. We're trying to stay on topic here.
What I'm saying is people that are delusional must go.
And we've asked you about 5 times, how do you define ignorance?
Someone saw a bright light, and everyone believes in some guy named Paul that saw a bright light, and now they worship a Jesus that no one ever saw. Well, that's great. That makes a lot of sense.
Sir, calm your ass down. Sir, calm your ass down for a second, okay? Now, we'd like the answer of a question that we posed to you here, or Tracy's posed to you here. How exactly are you going to define ignorance, all right? And here you are, you're saying that Christians should be the first to go. Now, what kind of statement is that?
Yes, they should.
What kind of statement is that?
People that base their lives on delusional attributes should go.
But, sir, with all due respect, sir, you're basing your outlook on humanity on a theory of evolution. So what do you have to say to that?
It's gotten us where we are now.
Yeah, and we're in a sad state of affairs, aren't we? Because we can't even maintain our own economy because we've killed off so many people.
Now let's answer that. What is economy? Economy came from nothing. It's nothing. It's the stupid individuals that believe in the American dollar is why the American dollar is still around. Every paper, society and history has plummeted because it's worthless.
If your economy is perfect and you kill off 1/3 of your humanity, you still hurt your economy.
Well, the economy is not perfect because the only people that are believing in this is ignorant, ridiculous people talking about economy like it's something.
I hope you never have kids. I really do.
Sir, do you happen to have children?
Yes, I actually have one kid, and he actually has about $500,000 capitalizing on idiots like Tracy. And I appreciate it.
Are you kidding me, sir? Are you kidding me here?
Sir, it takes a whole bunch of losers to make a little bit of winners. That's all I'm saying. And I appreciate the losers in this country.
Where exactly are you getting this warped ideology from? I mean, do you actually, are you reading pro-communist rhetoric? And because this is where it derives from, sir. This pro-eugenics, this pro-abortion garbage, this actually derives from communism. Now, are you a communist?
Sir, actually, no, communism failed. However, I want to thank all the little people for being ridiculous, ignorant people so they can complain on talk shows about, oh, man, my life is, but Jesus make it better, while I'm over here balling like Jim Jones, but I'm a white man.
Sir, where did you go to college, sir?
As a matter of fact, I haven't been indoctrinated with colleges. I go to the library. However, I have manipulated democracy through liberal economy and the socialist society of now modern-day times where I can make more money than a doctor doing whatever I want to do. Because this is an American, I appreciate it, but then you got the ignoramus individuals in this country like these Mexicans, these black folks. Now, I'm not racist, but...
I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist, but these black folk and these Mexicans...
There are some intelligent minorities out here.
Are you kidding me, sir? You're sitting here getting racist here. Look, sir, you're the type of person, with all due respect, sir, you're the type of person out here Sir, I'm going to have to put you on mute, sir, because you're getting too ridiculous out here. Now, let me tell you something, sir, while you're on mute sitting there, okay? You're actually just throwing crap on a wall to see what sticks here, all right? First, you're pro-abortion, which is sick within itself. Then you're trying to allude to, you're going to be down with eugenics. Now it's all coming out. It's all, the subliminal mind is coming out of this man. He's a racist. He's obviously somebody who is anti-humanity, anti-human or something, because the things that are coming out of your mouth, sir, make me want to puke. And I can't believe that there are people in America that are actually having children that are perpetuating this type of liberal thinking out here.
Remember, it's not the child's fault.
Well, it's really unfortunate because I know exactly what is going to happen here. This man is going to basically bequeath his views on his child out here, and this child's going to believe that eugenics and aborting people on the sake of ignorance. Now, what the judgment of ignorance is beyond me, but this is going to perpetuate this mentality, and this is liberalism at its finest, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand it, and I cannot believe that. But you know what? It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't surprise me that this type of rhetoric is coming out in modern day America out here. Yeah. Because you're right, Tracy. You bring up a good point about how this is not based on any rational thinking. This is based on pure emotion.
Yep.
And spaying and neutering people like a damn animal. Comes down to people emotions. They think, and just what he said, Mexican people, black people. I bet you those are the first people that he would spay and neuter, and that's based on emotion. That's based on some sort of figment of his imagination. And I just
find it interesting when you look at abortion, and I'm suspecting that having the illegals coming across the border at we have 30 million. Okay.
It's a pretty up there number.
Yeah, if we were honest, it roughs out about 20 to 30 million. And how many babies have we aborted in this country? That we have to have. These people have to come from somewhere. We have so seriously screwed up our economy by killing off so many people that we may not. This may not be America in 40 years from now. 40.
I completely agree with that. I've actually talked about the borders many times here on this program earlier in my stint here on Blog Talk Radio Network. But what's unfortunate is the liberals have turned this immigration issue into some sort of humanitarian issue. I mean, they make it seem like, oh, we got to give these people an opportunity and that sort of thing, while bypassing the rule of law. Now, I understand that there may be a humanitarian crisis out there in south of the border. There's not enough jobs, not enough currency to be spread around out there. Whatever the case is, that's just crap. I mean, with all due respect, they're coming over here and hurting American folks that actually spilt blood for this country, that have ancestry that traces back to world wars and civil wars and revolutionary wars, people that built this country. And what's even more unfortunate is they are the detriment. You know, illegal immigrants, and I don't care where you're from, they are a detriment to our society economically because they have brought down the cost of labor. I was reading in California back in, what was it, 1992 or something, you know, a bricklayer at the time made about, what was it, $17, $18 an hour. Now, as time progressed, you would think that that bricklaying job would go up in pay. But actually, it has gone down to present day, in present day 2008, it has gone down to $9 an hour. Now, how the hell does that work? Well, I'm telling you how it works, because they've let these immigrants go in, and they are actually lowering the cost of labor, and this is why people they can't keep up with the bills. That's how they can't get any kind of jobs out here. They're being undercut in their own country. And this is, I hate to go off on a rant about immigration, but it really does upset me, and I hate to hear these liberals try to spin it in a humanitarian fashion.
Well, I bring it up because I also believe in what comes around goes around, and Sir Malachi just sent a link through the chat room, and we have aborted 48,589,993 innocent, unborn children. And part of this number here has been what's called the partial birth abortion. Excuse me. Now, if you've never seen this is the most hideous, evil, barbaric kind of murder of an unborn baby that you've ever witnessed in your life. And I'm telling you, if Obama gets back into office and we get a Congress that sides with him, partial birth abortion will come back. It will be back.
Unbelievable. And you see, what's even more unfortunate is that people, specifically, this is an activity induced by the feminists, they have utilized abortion, the morning after pill, and every other type of abortion activity out there. They've equated this to birth control. Mm-hmm. Now, I just don't understand how someone can just go out, go to the bar, hop on somebody who looks good in a leather jacket, and then decide, well, a week later they're just going to go ahead and have a life vacuumed out of their uterus. I just don't understand how women can look at themselves. And Malachi here, he put the statistic of 48 million abortions that have happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, how can these women look at themselves in the mirror knowing that they vacuumed a human life? They didn't even give that life the opportunity to breathe, to be exposed to the world and that sort of thing. I just don't understand how people can justify that. But then when you think about all the things I've been talking about how liberalism has infected the minds of everybody and how they have turned the social ills into the social norms, you get an idea on how easy it is to turn the purest form of murder, which is abortion, into something as trivial as going to the doctor and getting a couple of pills for a cough or something.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that the media doesn't tell you is that women who get pregnant for the very first time, have an abortion, increase their risk of breast cancer like 70%. It goes up exponentially. I mean, just a high number. And another thing is a lot of women who do have abortions out there do suffer emotional trauma afterwards and end up, post-traumatic stress disorder, feeling guilty the rest of their lives. And, there is trauma afterwards. They end up regretting it. At least some of them do. But, of course, nobody ever tells you about that.
Of course not. I mean, it's not in the liberal agenda, so of course they're not going to go ahead and tell you that sort of thing. And I just find it disgusting that there's people actually advocating this grotesque activity. I mean, they're just...
Well, look at this too, Ghost. I mean, we start out with abortion, and now we have partial birth abortion, which is really infanticide, okay? Now we have geriatric murders, okay? Well, I'm sorry, death with dignity, okay? So where does this end? Oh, I remember the guy said we need to get rid of those people that are ignorant. So I guess we're going to create a bureaucracy that defines ignorance so the government can step in and get rid of all people they deem ignorant. Now, what does that sound like to you?
That sounds like authoritarian communism to me.
That sounds like Nazism to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, either way you want to look at it, I mean, it's still the same variant of, you know, basically making judgment calls on people's lives based on some sort of ridiculous doctrine.
Well,
and it's
you
sick.
know,
As a matter of fact, he's still on the line. I'm going to see if this gentleman is still, I mean, he's just been on hold there. I figured he'd drop off, but he's still on the line here. Let me see what's going on here. Hello, sir, are you there still?
Oh, I'm sorry, there wasn't another baby. Oh, well, guess what? It's never going to stop. And people like Tracy aren't going to put a stop to it, so you might as well bow down, and you can complain all you want, but, you know, they're not going to stop anything.
How could you say something like that, sir? That's horrible.
because he has no facts.
I mean, do you have a soul, sir?
I am a human being, and I don't believe in souls and spirits and Jesus and angels and communion. Ridiculous.
Sir, so is that why?
With something.
Is that why it's so easy for you to advocate throwing away human life based on abortion, based on eugenics, which you advocated earlier in the show?
Well, nobody puts a gun to someone's head to say, "Hey, abort this child." You know, if every child was raised properly by rational individuals, they would be a beautiful part of human life. But that's not the matter.
What's your definition of rational?
Can I finish?
Well, hurry up,
I want to know to understand what you're saying. What's your definition of rational?
Somebody who both combines knowledge and truth, forms an opinion, and leaves room for further learning in the future. I don't see anybody doing that. I see people doing the soldier boy. The soldier boy. Give me a break.
What is that, sir?
Soldier boy needs to go.
What is that?
Dance. You know, like snake charming. Snake charming. People are animals. They don't use their cognitive reasoning. That one amino acid that constructs their DNA structure. You know, the reason why we are different from everything else on this planet. They don't use it. I mean, animal species is worth more than most people.
Oh, sir, are you kidding me? Sir, do you really mean that animal feces means more to the world than human beings? Do you really mean that?
Than many human beings.
Oh, so
many human beings.
Do you vote?
Like Tracy.
Yeah, do you vote, sir?
Do you actually believe we have a choice in the matter? I try to get as much income as I can.
Yes or no, do you vote? Yes or no?
For which two candidates? No, of course not.
Yes or no? It's not
hard. Of course not. Why would you? I said no. Why? You really think you have a voice of an opinion? And even if you did vote, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. Liberal economy will govern democracy 100%. Liberal economy. God, who's God? Can you name your God? What's his name? What's your God's name? Yahweh, do you know that means whoever or whatever?
Let's not talk about religion here. Let's not talk about religion here, sir.
He's a nihilist, though. He's a nihilist.
Yahweh. She doesn't even know the definition to the name of her God.
Sir, let's not talk about religion here, sir. Let's not talk about religion, okay?
You're in science right now.
Sir,
it's ridiculous.
Sir,
okay, go.
I was just saying, sir. You've already degraded, religion enough on this program. We don't need to talk about it. Okay,
well, tell Jesus I said, come down and tell me he's real. And when he does that, maybe I'll eat him. Because that's what the Bible says to do.
Sir, I think you're unbelievable, sir. I just can't believe.
I like Dracula. Dracula's cool.
I can't believe this, sir. I don't believe that you believe what you're saying.
Are you a Christian, sir? Are you a Catholic?
Sir, it really doesn't matter, okay? What matters is I'm a conservative. I believe in moral ethos, and what you're advocating, sir, is immorality. Sir, what you are advocating is immorality, sir, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be a damn ashamed of yourself sitting here and advocating eugenics. I mean, who in the hell made you God and decide this ignorant person needs to go be killed and dumped in a damn trash can?
Now let me point out to you something. Nobody puts a gun to someone's head. They have the choice. Abort the child, the unborn child, that means it's not alive, because not having a kid would be just as bad. Or
you know what?
Can I finish? Oh man! Oh my goodness! I can't get a break from this nagging.
This is the deal with you, Mr. Whatever your name is. You're a nihilist, and you know that means that everything in your life is negative. Okay, and
thank your Jesus for Ted Bundy.
You're a nihilist. Everything is negative to you. Your life is negative. Your thought processes are negative. Anybody around you is negative. That's actually very sad.
I'm having a great life. I'm having a great time on the interest of Christians and Catholics. Ridiculousness
your life is based
saying,
on
hey,
feelings,
wait till Jesus
and that's
comes.
very sad.
With all due respect, sir, with all due respect, you are semi-negative here, sir, and I really don't understand where this thought process of you being pro-eugenics, pro-abortion, desecrating Christianity and other religions out here. I just don't understand where. I mean, how exactly were?
Can I ask one question?
I'm
out of curiosity, as a civil human being, just speaking with you. How many kids do you have?
It's none of your business how many kids I have.
Do you have kids?
It's none of your business how many kids I have. The bottom line is you're a nihilist. You're negative, you have no moral compass, and you expect everybody else to have no moral compass.
All right. Well, sir, we're going to have to put you on mute again. I don't know what you're doing. You're going into goat's noises or some kind of ridiculous nonsense like that. But, Tracy, I mean, this is liberalism right here.
This is more than liberalism, Ghost. This is nihilism. This is an anti-philosophy. This stuff, he goes into the library, he piecemeals his information, and what he's lacking is cohesiveness in getting that information, into a cohesive matter so it can make sense. All right? When I say nihilism, this comes from Nietzsche. This is seriously, it's sad that this guy has a child because he's going to teach this child how to be ungrateful, how to be negative, how to not enjoy the beauty God gives us in this world he created. So everything that this guy does is based on his feelings. It's based on how he feels for that day. Tomorrow will be another day, another set of feelings, and Sir Malachi, I won't say that, but it's really sad. But more and more people are starting to be so negative like this, it's a hopelessness, really. The guy has no moral compass.
Where is it derived from? I mean, is this man, does he have a bad life, and it's just an adverse reaction to a bad life or an abuse, or?
I think he's been reading Nietzsche. That's what I think.
Yeah, Nietzsche. Yeah, Nietzsche is
an anti-philosopher.
He was a warped individual, with all due respect to people that read him. And I know there's a lot of people that I debate with out here where I'm from, and they try to quote Nietzsche, and I think it's disgusting, the type of garbage and the type of filth that came out of this man's mind. And
well, if you don't have if you're not grounded in true philosophy, then you're going to pick and choose what goes into your brain matter, and it's not going to have the context. Okay, so if you just pull Nietzsche off the shelf and start reading it, you're going to think, oh, I feel so smart because look what I'm reading, but really you're reading it out of context.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you got to consider the source. I mean, Nietzsche was a homosexual, and he was a kind of an isolationist. I mean, I don't mean that in a political sense, but he was a hermit. He didn't have very much contact with people. He was a very despicable man, a very sad individual, and I just can't believe that this man has gained resonance and legitimacy in the world of philosophy.
Well, it's not philosophy. I don't ever claim, I never want to put the word philosophy next to these kind of people because it really degrades true philosophy. And that's what we're missing in America is people, reading philosophy the way it was intended to be received and using it, as part of their dialogue and their rhetoric when they are talking to other people like this. I don't want to talk to this guy anymore, so I will probably just end my conversation here. There's no point in going on with a nihilist because it's a circle, okay? It's like a hamster wheel. They get on. There's no way of getting off.
I agree. I completely agree. And let me tell you, I'm just kind of in shock that someone would be promoting such heinous acts. I mean, specifically eugenics and abortion. I'm floored, to be honest with you. I don't even know what to say.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. You bring up the word abortion, and everybody comes up with the same lame arguments. We're going to overpopulate the world, which is not going to happen. Have you ever flown over this country? There's a lot of space out there.
Yeah, there is a lot of rural area out here. That is the truth.
I mean, it's just a lie. But anyways, thanks for letting me talk. And
no problem, Tracy. Do you have a show coming up anytime soon?
This Thursday I'm going to be talking to the producer of the documentary Karachi Kids, and
cool.
That documentary it's interesting. But the guy that produced the documentary wanted to find out why the 4 terrorists bombed the bus in London and discovered that American Muslim parents were sending their American children to Pakistan to these radical madrasas. And he discovered that this one madrasa in Karachi, Pakistan, which is a radical madrasa, had 80 American kids in it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not
80
kidding.
American kids? Are these
American,
Muslim or Arab?
These are Muslim kids, but they're Americans, and when he found out about this, he was so mortified by it because this is a radical madrasa.
Certainly.
That he did a 3 or 4 year, he watched them for 4 years, and he saw them evolve, Mr. Evolution. He watched them evolve into this more radical thinker. And so by the time they got through their 4th year, they were blaming America for killing the people in the towers, and we're the terrorists, and all this radical crap was coming out of their mouths. So I'm going to be speaking to the producer this Thursday, and then afterwards I'm going to be talking to Chris Simcox on all things border. And I also want to talk about some issues concerning conservatives and the presidential election. So,
that sounds like an exciting show, Tracy. What time is it going to be on this Thursday?
It'll be Thursday noon, West Coast time, Pacific Daylight time. Please call in. That would be great.
I definitely will be there.
All right, thanks.
All right, and thank you for calling in, Tracy. We appreciate your commentary always.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Well, folks, like I was alluding to earlier, folks, I just can't believe that people are out here believing this stuff. And as a matter of fact, this gentleman is still on the phone here. I haven't hung him up. I've only put him on mute. But, I mean, can you believe this, folks? I mean, this is why conservatives need to come together, all right? And we need to start communicating. We need to start spreading the message of conservatism, pro-life, pro-gun, pro-constitution. I believe in freedom, folks. And you see what this gentleman was advocating with eugenics and abortion. And I mean, he even alluded to a bunch of racial overtones there for a minute until I, put him on mute. But people believe it. People are believing this crap. And it's really unfortunate. Anyway, folks, you can get back to me at ipolitic.net/ghost. As a matter of fact, I'm so inspired at this show, I might go ahead and blog about it after the show. So please bookmark that page. That is my homepage, ipolitic.net/ghost. I really appreciate it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this gentleman back on. But before I do, sir, I know you're sitting there listening because I can see you here on my switchboard. Before I put you back on the phone, sir, I would like for you to stop getting irrational, doing goat noises and saying derogatory things about Christianity or any other religion out here. I'd like to have a civil debate with you, and please stick to the damn topic, okay, sir? Please stick to the damn topic. I want to know from you, is whatever authority that's going to be in charge of who is ignorant and who isn't, I mean, what's the litmus test for being ignorant, okay? So that we can neuter and spay people like a bunch of damn animals, or we can just go ahead and just, off these people because they're a bunch of ignorant bastards. Now, don't get me wrong, sir. I am not pro-ignorance. I know there's a lot of ignorant people in America, but with all due respect, that's their right to do so. If they want to be a bunch of ignorant bastards that try to drown goldfish, well, then let them do it, okay? That's what it takes. Conservatives, like individuals like Tracy and other people that blog and post the conservative message all over the internet. It's these people out here that are going to help facilitate debate, that are going to help facilitate discourse on subject matters to help change some of these ignorant bastards' minds out here. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to let you back on the line, sir, and I want you to answer the question. All right? Answer the question. What is the litmus test for who is ignorant to be spayed, neutered, eliminated, whatever the case might be? So I'm going to go ahead and put you on the phone, sir. All right, let me go ahead.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay. How are you doing? And I appreciate your opinion on things because some of what you're saying is a little more than opinionated. It's actually very factual. But let me get to my point here. First of all, you can't talk to a person that calls their children baby goats. You can't do it. I don't call them kids. I call them children. Kids are baby goats.
No, listen to me. Now, hold on, sir.
Should we believe the many that say that only the educated should be free, or should we believe the philosophers who say that the free are educated? Epictetus. And second of all, to your Jesus, since people are so American, that Thomas Jefferson himself said there will come a point in time that the majestical Jesus and God in that story will be in the category of Minerva and the mind of Jupiter.
I'm asking you to please stick with
and
the
our
topic
leaders
here.
were not Christian, so it's ridiculous to even try.
Sir.
Last time God, okay, I'm going to get to my point. I will, I promise. Last time God was in control, all we saw was genocide. And you can look that up.
I would like to know what is the litmus test for your eugenics and abortion plan that you have basically amplified on this program, which I'm disgusted with.
Okay.
But then again, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with it because I can't believe that there's actually people like you walking the earth. But go ahead.
Well, like I said, nobody puts a gun to an ignorant person to vacuum out their baby from the cooch.
Okay, well, that's abortion. Okay, I understand. I understand that, the liberal establishment has made it okay for women to go ahead and, just get pregnant.
And get to agrees with it.
And hop on the pizza boy or whatever and get impregnated and, a week later go to the abortion clinic and have it, vacuumed out.
Everybody has a choice, and ignorance is not an excuse. If you want to go vacuum your baby because you're an ignorant piece of doo-doo, well, that's going to be on their conscience. I've never had an abortion. I never will because my child is grown, and he is almost a millionaire according to liberal economy, controlling this democratic ignorant people aborting their children.
But hold on just a second, sir. But according to your eugenics agenda, which really makes me want to puke up. I mean, I want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat when you alluded to the fact that you wanted to implement some sort of
eugenics. Cream of wheat alone, okay? Cream of wheat is good. My grandfather used to eat cream of wheat.
Sir, but I mean, when it comes to this eugenics, what is the litmus test for ignorance so you can spay and neuter people like a bunch of damn animals?
Okay, let's
What's the litmus test?
If you see a mother doing coke, and if you find, beer in a baby's blood, and a baby's system, well, that person shouldn't have kids anymore. When you see someone giving drugs to a child, they shouldn't be able to have kids.
Okay,
when you see someone that abuses their body, they shouldn't have kids because they're going to ruin the newborn baby's perspective, and when they grow up, they're not going to know anything, and it takes 16 years to change the human mind. Now, unless you and Mr. Ghosty, Ghost with the most, the friendly ghost, now, if you want to take the time to educate this child for the next 16 years, well, you go do it. But I don't think you are, Tracy will, because she'll be too busy shitting out Christian kids and calling them baby
hold on, now, come on. That is uncalled for now, sir. Now, look.
Would you call your children baby goats?
Sir, I'm trying to get to the topic here. No, you damn answer the damn question. I'm asking you, what in the hell is the litmus test to spay and neuter people like a bunch of damn animals? You're promoting eugenics out here, and all you're doing is you're doing a bunch of wind flapping in the wind out here, but you're not even talking any substance, for Christ's sake. All right, now I understand that eugenics is definitely a prevalent, I guess, viewpoint amongst the liberal establishment out here, because, I mean, if you look at where liberals came from communism, and communism killed hundreds of millions of people based on a ridiculous principle that you're spewing out right now, pro-evolution, pro-eugenics. Now, I want to know what is the litmus test for somebody being spayed and neutered. Now, I'm going to ask you a question instead, because you're not obviously answering it.
I'll answer it now. They should be getting drug tests. Their background should be looked upon, vigorously. They should be given an educative test, something like the AFVN of the military, but even that, you got people fighting, completely fighting in foreign affairs like Thomas Jefferson said not to do. But let's not go there because, that's just going into another touchy subject.
So do you think that if you commit a crime, you should be neutered?
It depends what crime it is.
Okay, well, let's say somebody steals something. Should they be neutered?
How many times they do it. It depends how many times they steal. If they keep, holding up like a station or something with their Tech 9 listening to Soldier Boy, well, they shouldn't have children.
Sir, okay, what do you think about, you alluded to blacks and Mexicans earlier in the program, and I had to shut you off, but do you believe that blacks and Mexicans should be neutered? I mean, you're hesitating. You're hesitating here, sir.
I would have to say, because it's a touchy subject. Intelligent individuals like Malcolm X, like, Martin Luther King, it's the people that invented the golf tee in the mailbox. Yeah, sure.
But you see, sir, but Malcolm X did time in prison, sir. Malcolm X did time in prison, so under your philosophy, he would have been neutered.
No, you see, he should have had the right to freedom of speech, did time in prison because he was a radicalist.
No, he spent time in prison because he was a burglar, sir.
Well, eventually he educated himself. It should all be a process. Now, being neutered or anything, they should not have children. If you...
So, hold on, let's get back. Let's get back.
I'm not racist. Mexican people are great. Sure. Black people are great. I have a lot of black friends that would actually agree that, if you have a drug-infested environment for a child, those people shouldn't have kids. If there's a high amount of addiction and it's habitual addictions and robberies and killings and, actual crime. I'm not talking about white-collar crimes, like tax evasion, because there's no law.
Can you back off the phone, sir? You're hollering, and according I don't know if you're by your computer, sir, but people are completely I mean, they just can't believe what you're saying here. Everybody here on the internet, and we're in a chat room here, they can't believe that you're pro-eugenics, that you're pro-evolution, that you're saying it's okay to go ahead and vacuum babies out of uteruses. It's okay to just go ahead and neuter people because they're black and Mexican. I mean, this is what you're saying.
What I'm saying, no, that's not what I'm saying. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying people have a choice, and most of the people that go and have an abortion are people that take the easy way out, and they're usually ignorant individuals. They don't blame me. They're the ones that go and ask for it. It's completely voluntary. Nobody puts a gun to their head. Okay? And second of all,
drugs, sir? Do you do drugs?
Absolutely not. I don't drink normally like the normal American individual. Look, I mean, I get drunk off one beer.
Are you drunk now?
I'm usually completely sober. Absolutely not. I am not drunk.
Are you sure?
I am not drunk, sir. Okay? Why are you trying to agitate me? I'm answering your questions like that. Would you agree?
I appreciate that, but
can I speak?
Okay.
Mr. Ghost, if you had a child, a beautiful baby boy.
I've had many of them, but go ahead.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, somebody has a child, doesn't educate them, and gets mad and kills your child because he has a different color starburst or different color shoes on. Would you be mad at that person? I mean, they killed your child. And you can't say yes or no because you would never know until you're put in that situation.
What's the point exactly, sir?
Certain people, according to a democracy, shouldn't be able to have kids because they only raise them to be detriment, or they'll just ruin the child's life before they even have the opportunity to start their own life.
So, okay, and let me see if I'm getting this right. What you're saying is that nobody should have kids now. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Please elaborate here.
Okay. Let's say, for an example, if someone is in a drug-infested environment and they can't even take care of themselves, and all they do is crack, do you agree that person should have kids and raise them? Because that would be ridiculous, because the baby would be a crack baby, and then he'll have to live his life in a confused manner, not knowing what is what, and by statistics, because you can stereotype people according to the structure of this society, because that's exactly why life is the way, this society is the way it is.
Okay,
so that they make it easier to stereotype people, so that when you go to court, they look at you, oh, that's a black man, oh, that's the white man, oh, he's lying, oh, that's... Because it's usually true.
Okay, sir.
People grow up.
Let's make it real simple. You know, let's make it real simple, okay? So you're saying...
They see and they hear and their environment.
Sir, you're saying that crack addicts should be neutered.
Yes.
Okay, now...
What would you say if you saw a crack addict that got pregnant, kept doing crack cocaine, and a child was born, and, you know, it was a mute, that, you know, deaf and dumb, you know, was abnormal, and then had cancer by the age of 3, and had to grow up and eventually became, you know, was in a wheelchair, and, you know, he had his life taken from him. After the fact, he shouldn't have been born at all.
Okay,
that life should have been placed in somebody else's womb.
All right, now,
you know, it's okay for everyone to have kids. Let everybody have kids.
Okay, now, we understand. Now, okay, crack addicts, according to you, should be neutered. Now, should people who smoke marijuana, should they be neutered?
No.
Oh, now, why not?
Marijuana is a plant. You see, because that's another touchy subject, you see. Marijuana will be legal in this country eventually. It will be legal. As a matter of fact, they're trying to pass a law to stop the prosecution of marijuana crimes because it's ridiculous.
And you want to know why? You don't want to know why that's being initiated, sir? No, hold on. Now, you brought up this subject matter. Now, you want to know why the federal government...
was coked out half the time, sir. I was coked out half the time.
Sir, now, do you know why the Congress is attempting to facilitate legislation to stop federal prosecution for marijuana crimes? You want to know why that's happening, sir?
Go ahead. Tell me why.
I'll tell you why that's happening. Because of these damn long-haired, liberal, bedwetting hippies that have already infiltrated the damn Congress. That's why they want to initiate this crap, because they want you to be some damn drug addict so you can be dependent on the government. Now,
like
I don't understand, sir, how you can neuter a crackhead. How can you neuter a crackhead, and yet you don't want to neuter somebody who's a marijuana addict?
Okay, there's a difference between someone that smokes marijuana in his home at his own time or does cocaine on his own.
So, how about cocaine?
Not abusively, but if you go out and abuse it and drive a car and take someone's life because you cannot control your abuse, well, you shouldn't be able to have kids until you can control that abuse, because you're just going to bring life into this world, and you're going to ruin the child's life. Look around.
Sir, let's just stick to the issues here. Sir, let's stick to the issues.
That doesn't even. Sir, they got their children
calm your ass down.
To be subliminal prostitutes.
Calm your ass down, all right? Well, you just saying that word, I know that you've been listening to me, and I thank you for listening, okay? But listen to me, all right? Now, you're saying that people that are reefer addicts shouldn't be neutered, crack addicts should be neutered. How about cocaine addicts?
Like I said, if it's abused and they can't control it, and they harm somebody else because of it,
how do you control
a lack of education?
How do you control addiction, sir?
Well, let me tell you what. Well, then you're going to have to put all the doctors in jail and pharmaceuticalists, because they are illegal drug dealers. And then candy should be taken off the shelf.
Let's stick to the issue here, sir. Let's stick to one issue at a time. Now, look, I agree to a certain extent that the pharmaceutical companies of America don't have American people's interest at hand, and that's a completely different issue, a completely different subject matter, a different show.
Do you eat junk food, Mr. Gates?
Sir, no, hold on. Let's stick to the issue here, all right? Stick to the damn it. Calm your ass down and stick to the issue here. Now, okay, so you're lenient on cokeheads for being neutered. You don't want anybody who smokes or who's a reefer addict being neutered. You want crack addicts being neutered. How about heroin addicts?
Only if it's abusive. Only if it's abusive. You're not.
How in the hell do you control addiction, sir? How in the hell do you do that? I mean, I made you think there for a minute.
Your destiny is in the palm of your hands, okay? You control what you're going to do. Nobody puts a gun to your head. Nobody puts a gun to your head. If you're that simple-minded to be controlled by a mere substance, well, I don't know how you're living. Because there's a lot harder obstacles in this life than...
Sir, are you kidding me, sir? I mean, look, let's just stick to the issue here, all right? Let's not go, it seems like every time I ask you a question, you go off on 80 different talking points from 80 different subject matters. Let's stick to the subject, okay? Now we understand, because I am really curious about your views on eugenics.
You ask me the questions, and I'll promise to answer them accordingly.
Well, sir, because you brought up the whole concept of eugenics. We started off the show because I am an anti-abortionist. I'm pro-life, and I believe that is the purest form of murder. And when you called up, sir, you initiated conversation about eugenics.
And the only ones committing that murder are the people on Tracy's side of the fence.
Sir, now, I'd like to ask you, all right, now, you've already made it clear that reefer addicts don't need to be neutered. Crack addicts need to be neutered. I'm sorry?
Unless they abuse it.
What is abuse? What's marijuana abuse to you?
When you smoke 24/7, you get in the car when you're high, and you crash into someone and ruin their life. When you smoke so much that you don't even take care of yourself.
So what you're saying is when somebody gets convicted of a crime, then they should be neutered, like a damn dog.
It's according to the crime. You see, do you believe that?
What kind of slippery slope is that, sir?
Do you think that a Muslim should have a kid if they're going to teach that kid to blow themselves up and they'll have 77 virgins and all the honor for the end of eternity because Muhammad told them to, because they want to submit themselves to one God. You know, like I said, if all these religious people, like Christians, actually read their Bible, as a matter of fact, they killed more people in the 20th century than Islamic history. And I don't like none of them.
Here we go again, sir. I'm trying to talk to you about eugenics, and you're talking about Christianity. You're talking about Islam. Let's stick to the issues here, sir. Okay. Now, you brought up the whole concept of eugenics. I find that very repulsive and disgusting. And I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out who you feel should be neutered.
Well, women eat babies all the time.
What?
And I believe that that's like saying if women eat sperm, they should be killed.
Sir, what exactly?
Do you agree with that?
What is that supposed to mean, sir?
If a woman eats sperm, is that wrong?
Sir, you're a little bit warped, sir. I mean, this is just not. Sir, we're just getting off. We're not getting anywhere here, sir. I'll leave you with the last word, and we're going to have to move on.
Sperm are unborn children. Just like when you have a child that's unborn, they're eating babies all the time.
Sir, we're going to go
eating babies.
Sir, we're going to go ahead and leave you the last word. I'm going to leave you with. Hold on a second. We're going to leave you with the last word here, and then we're just going to have to move on, sir.
Okay, I'm going to say it like this. Christianity is a novelty. Religion will be a novelty, okay? There's nothing none of these people can do about it at this point. We're in the Middle East fighting off Islam, instilling democracy, and at the same time, we're controlling population and taking, the agriculture and the oil and the resources, and, it's like hitting 5 birds with one stone.
All right, sir. We're going to have
to... Let me finish.
No, we're going to have to leave it at that, sir. I'm sorry. I had to cut you off there. I can't believe this. I mean, this is just completely disgusting, folks, and I know there's a lot of people right now in the chat room that are just blowing up the chat room like a damn text bomb, because they can't believe that there's somebody who's actually thinking like this. And I don't understand how somebody can think like this either, folks, but once again, I mean, if you've been a consistent listener of my show, which I do appreciate if you happen to be, you know that I have always amplified the concept that liberalism and this type of thinking is completely dangerous. And I'm really glad that this feller called up and made that point for me and actually set an example. Now, you see what I'm saying, folks, when I'm telling you that liberalism is evil, it infects everybody's mind, feminism, the whole 9 yards? I mean, you just heard an example out there. Now, he was eugenics, pro-eugenics, and believe it or not, the person who made or created or founded Planned Parenthood was a damn eugenist. I mean, I just don't understand why nobody can correlate all this warped, deviant ideas, this deviant thinking out here with damn liberalism, for Christ's sake, and feminism. I mean, I can't believe somebody called up to my show telling me that it's okay to damn throw a baby in a trash can. I can't believe somebody called me and said that it's okay to neuter people like a bunch of damn animals. I can't believe it, folks. But let me tell you, like I've said on this show many, many times before, this is the new liberal America that we're living in, folks. This is the mentality that is being, it seems like it's spreading like wildfire out here. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's horrible. And I don't understand it one bit. I just don't understand it one bit, folks. And this is why I come up on here to attempt to try to tell the conservatives that are out there listening, that are true conservatives, that believe in moral ethos, that believe in shielding our children from deviant activity, from violent acts, open sexuality out here. We need conservatives to spread the message of conservatism, folks. Because if we don't, we're in big trouble. I mean, the gentleman that called up here and basically took a pretty good time of my show here, and the reason he did was because I just couldn't believe it. And I wanted to use him as an example to all the conservative people that are out there in the world, that we need to come together, folks, and this is not a joke. This is not something I'm just pulling out of my ass crack out here. I mean, this is something that we really need to take serious, because you heard this man. You heard the pro-eugenics. You heard the pro-abortion. You heard it. You heard how he's just vile and despicable. You heard the hatred in the man. And you see, folks, this is where it all derives from. And I'd like to thank Tracy for bringing up a good, valid point. The point is that this man is basing his entire philosophy, his entire political ideology, on emotion. It's on emotion. It is not on rationale or reason. It's on emotion, for Christ's sake. I mean, oh my God, I'm sorry, folks. I'm just so flabbergasted. Anyway, folks, we got 15 minutes left in the program. I wanted to thank everybody for listening here. If you wanted to chime in on something before we head off the air, the number is 646-652-4869. And, of course, I would like everybody who's listening, please bookmark my webpage at ipolitic.net/ghost. I'm definitely going to be blogging about this here later on this evening. And, I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, I thought that I was going to get up on here and try to facilitate some debate on abortion. And here I have somebody calling me, not only advocating that we should be throwing babies in trash cans, but this man also believes that there should be eugenics, that people should be neutered. I'm trying to understand the warped mentality that this man, who, it was a little amusing there for a minute, but it's scary, folks. It's scary because I guarantee you there's a group of individuals where this man is located at that congregate with each other and actually exchange these ridiculous ideas. I just don't understand it. And I better calm down, folks. I know that I'm getting a little upset here, and I know that I've been doing these shows a little bit more frequently, folks, and the only reason that I'm doing them a little bit more frequently and going against doctor's orders to stop doing the show on a habitual basis to bring down my blood pressure is because of what we just heard here this evening. What we heard here was a serious mental look in the liberal mind out here. I mean, this is what people are actually thinking. I mean, these are thought processes. This is what people are actually believing in modern-day America. And instead of talking about true issues out here that are going to affect the American future, affect American economics, affect the American way of life, you got this ass clown calling up, talking about eugenics, talking about abortion, talking about if we don't have abortion, we're going to overpopulate America, even though, you know, it's basically wiping off 1/3 of the damn population each year every time there's a damn abortion. I'm just trying to calm down, folks. I'm really sorry. I just try to appeal and try to plead to the conservatives out there in America to please come together. Go out on the internet, go out in your local community, do whatever it takes. Organize yourself. All right, try to become a political influence in our society, folks. That's the only way the conservatives are going to be able to retain or maintain legitimacy in this liberal hellhole that America has become. We got to reintroduce the debate of morality. We got to reintroduce the debate of making the social ills back to the social ills, folks. In modern-day liberal America, I mean, the social ills have become the social norms out here. And we need to stop this, folks. This is a serious epidemic. This is not something that, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say this, folks. You can go to any blogosphere, any radio show on the internet, anything of that nature, and you will never find anybody who says what he means and means what he says as much as I do right here, because I say it with passion, and the reason I say it with passion is because I believe it, I feel it, I live it. Conservatism is my life, folks. That's why I still have a family out here. I'm still with the same person I married many damn years ago. Because, folks, we got to bring back conservatism, all right? We got to be foot soldiers for the family out here, because the family is becoming extinct. The modern-day family has become single parents. Single parents are now the majority of the day, folks. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and take a look at these children networks that pander to your children with these dish-rag little bimbos like Miley Cyrus and that stupid Jamie Lynn Spears. And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to anesthetize your children into believing that single parents is okay. That it's okay to participate in deviant activity. It's okay to wear scantily clad clothing out here. Now, and this is on a side note, folks. The reason I am so critical about children's programming, and I did say this on many shows ago, but I just wanted to re-emphasize this. My granddaughter, she's 6 years old, okay? One of her biggest heroes was Jamie Lynn Spears. I cannot say the program name because I have been emailed by the network who makes and creates and produces this program not to say my views on that program. But the thing about it is Jamie Lynn Spears' show is one of my granddaughter's favorite shows. Jamie Lynn Spears is, you know, one of her heroes. I mean, you know, she looks up to this character that she plays on this children's network. And then, of course, yours truly, I like to watch the mainstream media, not because I use it to newsgather and to get my information from, but I utilize it for political theater and just to laugh. It's entertainment for me. Well, lo and behold, I'm on one of these news networks on here, and lo and behold, Jamie Lynn Spears, which is my granddaughter's hero because she watches this program on a children's network, Jamie Lynn Spears all over the mainstream media because she got pregnant. That's right. My granddaughter's hero got pregnant, and here I am. I'm flipping the channel, and she recognizes her. She's like, Grandpa, you know, why exactly is Britney Spears? Well, I mean her character name. She doesn't know her by Jamie Lynn Spears. She knows her by the character name Zoe. She asked me, why is Zoe on the television? And here's this broadcaster saying, well, today Jamie Lynn Spears announced that she was pregnant. She was 15 years old when she got pregnant, and she got pregnant by somebody over the age of 20. And I had to explain to my granddaughter what her hero was doing on television, announcing that she was pregnant. I mean, I shouldn't be having this kind of discussion with a 6-year-old girl about why her hero is pregnant. But you see, this is the modern liberal America that we're living in. And you see, that network that runs this program, that produces this program, did they yank that off the air? Did they yank that off the air? Did they yank off that show that Jamie Lynn Spears, who's purposely marketing to children, did they pull her off the air? Hell no, they didn't pull her off the air. On the contrary, they gave her an extension. And this is the society that we're living in, folks. We are morally bankrupt, and I mean, you can only imagine, folks. I'm a conservative. I was very uncomfortable trying to discuss with my 6-year-old granddaughter why her hero is pregnant and why she isn't married. It's sad, man. It really is sad. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand why we can't eliminate these social ills out here where I have to talk to my granddaughter because her hero, Jamie Lynn Spears, is all over the media because she's going to go ahead and have a kid, and she got pregnant at 15. I mean, just imagine, folks, having this conversation with a young girl. But you see, this is the modern liberal America that we're living in, folks, and this is why the conservatives need to come together. They need to come together, and we need to start boycotting this crap. We need to start writing the CEOs of these corporations that are anesthetizing our children with this filth. All right, we need to come together as conservatives to go out and try to initiate legislation, trying to back up true conservative statesmen. All right? And this is why conservatives, whatever you need to do, if you are a true conservative, you have moral ethos, if you believe in shielding children, all right, from sexual depravity, from violent acts, then please, by all means, I'm hoping that I can inspire some people to go out into their local communities and start going door to door and start organizing people, getting people's phone numbers, getting people's names. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write a blog about this on ipolitic.net/ghost. Please bookmark that webpage. I am going to teach people how to become grassroots conservative people, to go out in their local communities and go out and attempt to try to become a force. Because that's the only way that these politicians are going to remain faithful to conservatism. And if they don't, well, then we'll just unelect their asses out of office. But you see, folks, since the liberals have hijacked the Republican Party, us conservatives are just out with our derrieres in the wind, so to speak. So this is why we have to come together as a grassroots effort, folks. And whatever you need to do, if you're a conservative and you don't have time to go out and do grassroots campaigning in your local community, well, then go on the internet, folks, and plaster the conservative message all over the place. All right? All over the place. Whether it's on blogs, whether it's on forums, whether it's in venues like the Blog Talk Radio Network, it doesn't matter. Spread that conservative message and talk about it. Continue to talk about it. Make people feel like they should be feeling. They should be questioning themselves if they're sitting out here with 4 or 5 different children from 4 or 5 different fathers. All right, we need to make people feel and try to reflect on themselves by trivializing marriage and having about 5 or 6 different divorces out here. I mean, this is what we need to advocate out here, the true conservative movement out here. That's why I come up on here every time, and I'm going to continue to come up on here, folks, and I'm going to be blogging. Like I said, please, if you're a conservative, bookmark ipolitic.net/ghost. And by the way, if you're a conservative, please get an account there so we can continue to spread this conservative message out here. Because if you take a look at my poll, I have a poll on my website on ipolitic.net/ghost. That's ipolitic.net/GHOST. I've got a damn poll on there whether I'm asking people whether they're for or against feminism, and 90-something% of the damn people voting, which is like 70-something people on the side of being for feminism, and I have 7 people that are against it. And this is the mindset we're dealing with, folks. This is the mentality that we have to break. We got to break it, damn it! Anyway, folks, I got 2 minutes left in the program, and I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in with me on this spontaneous Sunday edition of True Conservative Radio. We had a very spirited conversation with Tracy and some deranged individual who is a pro-eugenist and obviously pro-abortion, and it was definitely a spirited conversation, folks. And I want to thank everybody for calling in. I want to thank everybody for listening in. Thank you all in the chat room. And please, I hate to keep harping on it, go to the website, ipolitic.net/ghost, because I am going to inform people on how to become grassroots conservatives, folks, because we need it. We need people out here so that we can come together and start taking back our country, for Christ's sake. We need to take back our damn country! Anyway, folks, I want to thank you once again for tuning in with me. The BTR bimbo that, you know, is telling me I've got 90 seconds left. So I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in with me. ipolitic.net/ghost. I don't know when I'm going to have another show, folks. Like I said, I do these spontaneously. I appreciate your patronage, whether you listen to me live or in the archive. I appreciate it. Whether you hate me or like me, I just want you to listen, and hopefully I spark some synapses in the brain out there, and maybe, just maybe, you can start thinking a little conservative on some views if you happen to be a damn bedwetting, long-haired liberal hippie that's worshiping a picture of Karl Marx right now. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me, folks. ipolitic.net/ghost is the blog. Long live the conservative movement, folks. Remember that. The conservative movement will rise again. I guarantee it, because we are on the side of goodness, folks. There is nothing that these people can advocate that's going to try to contradict us in a way. Long live the conservative movement, and death to feminism, folks. ipolitic.net/ghost. And until next time.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.